Eventually I'll have like some kind of intro that I can set up. So it'll like autoplay something for like 90 seconds while I get all the announcements squared away. But for now, I'm still sentenced to just doing a raw stream is on now, and then taking a while to send out all the alerts. Anyway. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, Gator and Zelkaja. Hello, Lee. So, I haven't decided yet if we're going to, well, you're not overthrowing any rulers, because, I'm the ruler, and, good luck. I'm too good at this. So, I was pondering whether we want to start a new dynasty and, like, just make a new game, or if we want to continue from last time. And bring in Xebha II after my tyranny victory in the last game. I could put it to a poll, although I'd have to bring up the Twitch interface. In fact, let me do that right now. Let me go over to the twitch.com and see if I can get that set up. There we go. Create a dashboard, stream manager, manage poll. From last time. There we go. Poll set. Missing Ragnarok 2.0. So, from what I understand, if you continue, stuff from the last game will carry over into the new game. So things like the Chancellor marrying a fishman, and there being a child named after me. Wanting to be purple this time is valid. That is the one rub about this game, I feel. You can't pick which team you're on. It just assigns you one at random. Yeah, let's mix it up, because let's see. If I hit continue game, yeah, we had... Right. We had the patricians, the grandees, and the chiefs. Right, so... What does the poll have to say? Alright. Looks like it's in favor of starting a new game. Alright, and this is the fucking sick nasty. Queen Xebha of the sick nasty dynasty. Alright. Let's see. So we had the chiefs, the grandees, and the patricians last time. So let's get the counts, the barons, and who else do we want? Who do we want for the third team? The chiefs are heavy military focused, grandees are religious, patricians are merchants. Barons are sort of all-rounders, and counts are like the shady magic folks. Patricians, patricians, patricians. Alright, looks like people want patricians. Patricians seem to be the most popular team from what I've seen. Alright. Use !join to hop in. !join followed by your preferred pronoun to hop in. Yeah, purple. Not as many people as I would like. Hopefully people's eventually file in, because it's gonna be rough with with so few people on each team. We got a decent number the last time. Maybe people will I'm sure people will file in as the game goes on, as there's more time on the clock. There we go. Yeah, we'll start off here. Hello, Kefli. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, council introductions, coronation, and the path to victory. Your Majesty, first 2 years are the hardest. You nerds couldn't scheme your way out of a paper bag. Alright, to defeat their schemes, I have to secure an heir, and I have to complete an ambition. So, question is, when I die, how do I want to be remembered? Let's see. I'm gonna try this one again. I want to be the mother of the nation. I want to raise farming. I want to feed people. Concern for the welfare of commoners. The next few years, focus on improving farming. That's my goal. Council introduction. Now that you're queen, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. Hail from across the kingdom, the desolate east, the wealthy coast, and the bleak march. The Counts of the East. Countess Zelkaja! An honor to finally make your acquaintance, your highness. May you escape the doom that befell your predecessor. A pleasure, your serene highness. I hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign. Thank you, Lord Patrician Ingens Lee. Hail and well met, my liege. Under your leadership, we'll whip this kingdom into shape. Baron Gator in a nice suit. It is kind of a nice suit. Alright. Council hall fills with raised voices as nobles argue with each other and demand your favor. Sigh and sit back. Is this what the council's always like? No wonder your father told you to avoid the throne at all costs. And it's time for the coronation. Why the hurry? Alright, wouldn't want that. So, it's time to get the coronation going. Alright, let's get this over with. Time to vote what my coronation will be. Alright, now I'm not going to use either of my choices out the gate. Actually, no, let's, I think that that we should make the commoners swear a blood oath. That's fun, right? No, that's awful. Y'all threw me in a river last time. All right, so you can use the exclamation mark vote and the letter associated with the option in order to cast your vote for one of the choices. Alright, looks like I'm getting thrown in a river yet again. Always with the river. Alright. Authority is dubious, but stability is civil. Hello, Haro. Thanks for joining us. What kind of coronation's that? A traditional ceremony dating back to Queen Alma the Wise. It's meant to represent you being reborn as a true queen. Nobles pick you up, carry you out to Treadwater River, hurl you in the shallow water with a cheer. They all laugh at me, but I have the crown now, so up yours. Alright, and that's the end of the season. Alright! Schemes! Count Vassal. My fellow counts, in ancient times the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false Queen Xebha wears the crown. Alright. Counts of the East. It's time to decide your scheme. Do you want to put a doppelganger on the throne? Do you want to scare me out? Or do you want me to get possessed? So this is only purple team. Alright, looks like they're gonna try and possess me. Unfortunate. Voting has closed. Possession. Counts plan to summon a demon to possess the queen, putting her totally under their control. First, they must lull the queen into a false sense of security. To advance their scheme, the counts must lower their defiance to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Well, that's... You already have that! Come on! Barons! Baron Felix. When have the barons of the March backed down from a fight? Never! I'll know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful king, on the throne. Barons, choose your scheme. Modernization, propaganda, or gunpowder. Authority's already only at 4. Lower stability, lower others military. Well, the barons already have the highest military score. Alright, it looks like it's propaganda. Have a propaganda at these nuts! The barons plan to persuade the population that only a charismatic general can protect them. First, the common folk must be afraid. To advance their scheme, the barons must lower stability to 4 or less in 3 seasons. Lady Patron Aurelia. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Queen Xebha. Something must be done. Alright, patricians, decide your scheme. You want to have a monopoly and by raising your own trade? Do you want a conspiracy by emptying the treasury? Or do you want to institute corruption by lowering authority? Haro, how could you? Why would you seek to undermine my authority? The patricians plan to turn the throne into a commodity that can be bought and sold at will. First, they must ensure that the rule of law is crumbling. To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower authority to 4 or less in 3 seasons. I'm not sure subject name missing. I haven't heard anything about, You might be, if you're on mobile, if you have the option, you might be able to go to the your mobile browser settings and set it to desktop mode, possibly. I'm not sure. Or if you're specifically using the app, maybe that will work. I've never used the Twitch app myself. Alright. Schemes are in place. Alright. Of course, the Honor Guard. Now that you're clean, you need personal protection. I can plunge my sword into your heart right now. Please don't. You need an Honor Guard to keep you safe. What are my options? Each region offers a selection of elite guards. The Counts with their Order of the Drowned Rose. Patricians with champion gladiators from the arena. And the Barons offer a squad of battle-hardened veteran soldiers. Think carefully. These guards' loyalty will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin above all. Alright. Tell me about the Eastern Knights. The Order of the Drowned Rose are highly respectable. They'll understand palace etiquette, but it's been years since they fought an actual battle. They mostly write poems these days. Tell me about the Gladiators. A gang of lowborn crooks who've turned themselves into celebrities through their skill at chopping other people to bits. They're vain and selfish. Their skill in battle is undeniable, but can you trust them? Tell me about the veterans of the March. These soldiers have fought more battles than they've had hot dinners. They'll be uncouth, no doubt, and they won't adapt well to life in the palace, but they're loyal and tough as nails. What about the foreign mercenaries? Band of fearsome fighters from the Tatterlands called the Battle-Bitten Brethren. They specialize in bodyguard work, but they're costly. Hiring foreigners will be considered an insult to everyone. I've made my decision! Wait your verdict with bated breath, Your Majesty. I'm a fan of these Eastern Knights. I like the look of them Eastern Knights, but let's go with the foreign mercenaries. I'll make arrangements at once. The battle-bitten brethren arrive a few weeks later. You've never seen such a gang of huge, unpleasant-looking cutthroats, sneering and smirking and cleaning their fingernails with knives. Your fears are assuaged by their commander, a gray-haired man who calmly explains the service they provide. As long as the coin doesn't run out, they'll sacrifice themselves to the last on your behalf. The Better Business Bureau. A dangerous cult. Count Kefli, the priests bring ever more concerning reports of a wild cult at large in the East. These fanatics call themselves the 8th Chapter, and they claim to have found the arm of a dead god. Arm of a dead god? The arm of a god. A colossal limb that moves under its own power. Tall as 5 men, long as 10 horses, and clad in shining steel. I dread to think what such a thing might be capable of. This heresy cannot stand. The council must do something to stop it. I guess you did. Why didn't you do something about that? Summon the High Inquisitor to break the cult. Discreetly dispatch a spy to find out more. Wait and see. These things usually just figure themselves out. I think we should send a spy to find out more. Maybe we can use the God Hand to our advantage. No, you don't lower my stability. That'll get the barons what they want. You fools! Oh, of course, I had to open my mouth, and immediately you all go for the thing that I said not to do. I see how it is. Alright, summon the High Inquisitor to break the cult. I will make them see the true light of the Ninth, esteemed members of the Council. Over the weeks, word reaches the Council that the High Inquisitor is altogether too enthusiastic. She escalates panic by hanging anyone who dares mention the cult's existence. Great! Good to know my council is all in favor of religious persecution. A new plague. My liege, the marsh has been struck with plague. And not just any plague, a dancing plague! Explain this to me. It affects everyone, even cats and dogs. We don't know how it started, but it's spreading quickly. Whole villages are dancing themselves half to death. Alright, so we can quarantine the affected villages that will lower trade in the march. We can pass a law that forbids dancing. Let it be. How bad is dancing anyway? Well, we're not going to do that. Defiance go up. Authority go up. Right, well, oh, whoopsie. Oh well, I meant to veto one of these, but I hit the wrong button. Uh-oh. Oh! Oh, it's a tie! Unless someone comes in with a swing vote at the last second. Oh. Guess not. Oh, Haro, you need to be faster on the draw! Alright, break the tie by selecting... Alright, Haro voted for A. So I will honor Haro's vote, and I will break the tie for A. Though the move seems drastic to some, it is the only way to be sure this plague does not become a serious problem. The barons agree to enforce quarantine. Only time will tell if it's an effective solution or not. Alright. That's the end of this season. Alright, auction time! So, use the command !fund followed by the letter of the thing you want to build and the amount of gold you are putting up to it. The 2 buildings with the most funding will be put in place, enacting stat changes according to the color area. So a library here will raise stability for the barons. The prison will lower stability. The fortress for the over here will increase the military for the patricians, and so on and so forth. If you want my advice, you should probably build a library so the barons don't meet their goal. "30 seconds remaining. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Man, fuck you people. Alright. So stability and authority go down. Troubled Inquisitor, noble kidnapped, finding a spouse. Your Majesty, despite our Inquisition's efforts, the cult problem worsens. There have been explosions under several eastern cities, and it's shaking faith in the Church. Never mind the Church, has been shaking the foundations of my mansion. Your Majesty, this heresy, the 8th chapter, must be rooted out. I require more resources. Okay, so our options are call the Inquisition off. It's doing more harm than good. Send royal soldiers back to the east. Tell her to stop complaining and go do her job. Alright, so let's see. Send soldiers makes defiance go down and faith go up. Telling her to stop complaining and do her job makes defiance go down and faith go up. And calling off the Inquisition is defiance up, faith down. Well, if this thing's causing explosions, I don't think we have an option. I don't think that that letting it be is such a good idea. So I'm going to veto that one. So, your call. Do we tell the Inquisitor to suck it up and do her job? Or shall we intervene personally? Alright, looks like it. We're telling the Inquisitor to fucking get her shit together. Tell her to stop complaining and to go do her job! Faith is steadfast, defiance is won. I shall defer to your wisdom on the matter. You receive word some days later that the Inquisition in the East grinds on, with morale ebbing as the 8th chapter continues to elude them. Whoa. Noble kidnapped? Noble Patrician Haro? Serene Highness, the loyal and noble Patrician Verskull has been taken hostage! No, not Vers! What would they want with them? Some criminal organization. These horrid miscreants demand gold and safe passage to Ashmead in exchange for Verskull's return. Oof. Oh, shoot. Send the Cope's troops after the kidnappers. Ignore it, or pay the ransom. We have to rescue Vers! Let's see, that's a 60% chance on the military. I think we need to we've got to save Vers. I believe in the coast military. Another tie! Alright. All right, that means that I'm the tiebreaker. So I can pay 1,500 gold to pay the ransom, but that would that lowers authority even further, and I'm not a fan of that. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit. We've got to save Vers. I believe in you, military. Fuck! The assault is a catastrophe. Outlaws are more entrenched than anyone realizes, and it's a hard-fought battle. Though the coastal forces are victorious, they're decimated. What's worst, Vers is lost in the chaos. No! Oh. When they're eventually found, they're face down in a pool of blood. Patricians are quick to put the blame on me. Hey, it's your military that fucked it up. The twisty... Alright. Hi, Ma. Why haven't you found a spouse yet? It's been almost a year. I'm busy. Better find time. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What's your preference? I like ladies. Excellent. I'll send out messengers to the families of the kingdom. See what kind of pussy they have on offer. Yes, Vers is succeeded by their successor, Vers II. Alright, hidden in a labyrinth beneath an eastern castle, a pair of counts meet to speak of their schemes against the queen. Queen Xebha trusts us counts more and more. Yesterday, we met for afternoon tea and said she'd even invest in our beekeepers. Yeah, beekeeping. Lamentably, even if the Queen trusts us, the Archbishop doesn't. For the next stage of their scheme, the Counts must lower their faith to 4 or less. Tax season! Speaking of which, the United States 2022 tax deadline is April 19th. That's in 4 days. Be sure to file your taxes. Alright, treasury, drain wealth. We're just gonna hit the common tax. What's next? Heresy Unleashed, eligible options. And a terrible curse? That doesn't sound good. Land of the Way rushes into the council chamber, breathless and in disarray. By the 9th, you look like you haven't slept for weeks. It's because I've been placed under a curse. Look, my hair's falling out in chunks. Are you sure you're not just, like, sick or getting old? It was one of my commoners. I saw it in her eyes. She's an evil witch. Have the so-called witch tested. Send scholars into Marcher lands. To find an explanation. Have the accursed Land of the Way sent to the coast to relax. I think we ought to send Land on a nice vacation. Listen, Land, I understand you're stressed. And things are not great for you. Just go take a vacation. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I sentence you to vacation. Go have a mojito. Aye, that would be wonderful. Change of pace, some fresh air. Perfect. Marvelous. Be sure to bring plenty of coin. Get out of here, Steam Overlay. Stop telling people what my friends are playing. Alright, Land spent some money. Trade is opulent on the coast, and Lee has made some money. The trip is a resounding success. Land of the Way and his entourage praising Lee's hospitality. The coast soon becomes a popular destination for those looking to improve their health. Heresy unleashed! Your Grace, it is with little surprise that I must say ignoring our cult problem did not make the issue simply go away. I didn't! I told the fucking Inquisitor to do her job! 8th chapter has grown in size and now threatens to overturn the church in our cities. Their leader, Travion de Operi, has taken to calling himself the Father in the East. Bribe a cultist to kill their leader. Mount the greatest Inquisition ever seen. Send an immense army to crush this religious revolt. Alright, you have a good night, Kefli. Thanks for hopping in and hanging out. Yes, it seems that you are in fact the only count left, Zelkaja. My condolences. Sending an army doesn't seem to be a good option. Military is not high enough. Alright, I'm gonna leave it up to y'all. We can trust in the church and mount an inquisition, or we can bribe a cultist. Well, seems y'all are looking forward to some assassination. Alright, bribe a cultist to kill the leader. Spymaster sets her agents to scouring the east, infiltrating cells of the cult to find a willing betrayer. All the while, the counts breathe down your neck as more and more shrines to the 8th god appear within their borders. Weeks pass, and your spymaster reports that the faith of the 8th is unshakable. Subterfuge failed! At this point, the cult is gonna win, and all of us will lose. Alright, what if I don't want to marry any of these bitches? Well, that's a decision that can wait until after you've seen them, right? Anyway. Alright, let's see the eligible bachelorettes. This is Valentina, eldest daughter of the Eastern Kefli dynasty. According to the counts, she's a little naive, but that may just be compared to the utter ruthlessness of the Eastern courts. Very pious young lady. Half the East are in love with her, apparently. Other half hate her. Intriguing. From the coast, we have Clovia, wealthy heiress to Lord Patrician in Lee's estate. Spends most of her time in the solitude of her villa. I know little about her. Oh, that could be worse. And we have from the March, Jakarta, scion of the prestigious Gator in a suit. Nice suit bloodline. And you can be sure she'll tell you all about how prestigious her bloodline is. Like most barons, her passion is hunting. No beast is safe from her crossbow. She was high up in the army, training the troops, but was dishonorably discharged for some reason. Sounds like a laugh. What do you think? Alright. By picking a candidate, you'll anger the others, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance. Ooh. I don't want to make the coast any angrier than they already are. But I'm liking Valentina's energy. Naive and pious, that sounds like right up my alley. Alright, I've made my decision. I'm trying, Zelkaja! It's not easy! Alright, and that's the end of the season. While the queen settles into her reign, a general has risen in the march, the indomitable Baron Felix. General, fantastic news! We're ready to move forward with the plan. I have no clue, Haro. I also saw a little thing that said you have drops, and I don't know what that means. The kingdom is in such a state that commoners are begging for someone to save them. All we need is a suitable boogeyman to get them really riled up. The Ashmedian Empire will do, I should think. After all, they've always coveted our lands, especially the March. How would our dear queen stop them with the kingdom in such a state? Good thinking, General! While your campaign warns of the Ashmedian threat and proposes a march or defense, we will build an army to back your words. Alright, for the next stage of the Baron scheme, they have to have the highest military within 3 seasons. You hear that, everyone? Fucking sabotage the Baron military. Or boost up the Count's military. Both will be effective. In a dingy seaside tavern, 2 patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. Good news, my friend. The palace officials have been accepting my bribes. They're becoming more and more open to corruption. What are you getting in return? Oh, not much. Better seat in the council chamber, access to the queen's room when she's out, that sort of thing. And coastal tax collectors will be much more easygoing in the future. The important thing is that the queen's staff are getting used to selling their principals to the highest bidder. So what's next? Palace staff are one thing, but the true prize would be the loyalty of the Chancellor and the rest of the Queen's inner circle. To do that, we need to demolish their respect for the Queen. The kingdom's in chaos. They will see the Queen as an incompetent fool and be much more open to our bribes. Fuck! To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower stability to 4 or less. We gotta raise stability back up! Alright. Royal Gamble. Iron Choice! Alright, Rebellion. One of the kingdoms are able to rebel, and as their defiance is higher than both authority and stability. The rebels get more victory points than the loyalists, they'll win. The loyalists get more victory points, they'll put down the rebellion, and the game continues. If multiple regions rebel, a vote between the 2 rebelling regions with the highest stats determines the winner. Rebelling regions have their schemes paused. Regions with a high military stat are more likely to overthrow the monarch with a rebellion. If stability, authority, or treasury hits 0, the rebels win the civil war. Laughingstock, Sorcerer's Letter, Royal Wedding. Alright. Your wedding to Valentina is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the land to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is a giant party. Feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife? Fuck yeah, I do. Pronounce you queen and wife. Yes! Stability up, defiance down. I'm in charge! By the time you find yourself alone with Valentina, it's past midnight and you've never felt more tired. I must profess, I'm glad that it's over. We can finally talk openly now. I know what you mean. It's such a pain to kind of play the role of leader in front of all these losers. Glad to hear that. It must be difficult being queen, constantly surrounded by liars, lickspittles, flatterers. That's all y'all in the chat. I don't know how you stand it. It's tough, but I have to do my duty. By the blood of the dead, I fear for you. I feel for you. I couldn't do it. After finishing the last of the wine, you head to your separate chambers. Seems your wife is happy to take her time getting to know you. Aww. The Sorcerer's Letter. Strange letter has arrived. I think it must be from Atravian de Operi. You reach out your hand to take the letter, and it bursts into flames! Spymaster throws the burning missive to the ground, and in the next moment it morphs into a screeching spirit of living fire! Witchcraft! Witchcraft! I wonder if the sorcerer can see me. Oh, look at the little fireball! Voice like iron dragged over hot coals proclaims, I hear you wish to kill my master. I know you tried, you pig. Meet with my master at his temple beneath the god's good ground, or he will drown the east in blood. The burning spirit takes flight and begins to circle the council chamber. We'll have no parley with this madman. Tell this abomination to be gone. I have a notion, your majesty. A parley would present the perfect opportunity to ambush the 8th chapter's inner circle. Spy Master, don't just say that out loud! The fire spirit's right here! Use the meeting as an ambush, refuse the meeting, and take up arms. Authority go up, defiance down, military up. Use the meeting as an ambush, makes authority go up. An honest meeting makes stability go up. So we have two options that make... I like all of these options. Personally, I'm most in favor of going at it with an honest, You know what, you're right, Zelkaja. Trying to beat this wizard in a duel does not... I'm pretty sure the worst is going to happen if we go for option C. I think it's going to be bad for everyone involved if we do option C. Personally, I'm more keen to taking option A. So, you know, maybe I will get set on fire and killed, and maybe the game will just end right there because I agreed to a very bad decision. But who knows? Maybe we can talk it out. Maybe we can be friends. All right, but it's up to you y'all to make this choice. I think I can use my charisma to smooth all this over. I am all but certain that I can get this figured out. Because you gotta know, me, I'm a high charisma build. Burning Spirit shrieks and dives to the floor. It vanishes in a shower of sparks. Authority is dubious and stability is civil. Spymaster approaches the scorch mark and looks amazed. This is a map! This is the place and time where you're to meet the sorcerer. I'll begin preparations at once. Cool. Your Majesty, the acclaimed playwright Nigel Chickensteel has written another smash hit. All the theaters in the capital are showing it nightly. Oh, wonderful! I love it. Oh yeah, so does everyone. The problem is the new play features a character that's based on you. Oh, an admiring homage? How delightful! Oh, you misunderstand. Character is played by a professional clown named Biffo. At one point, a bucket of custard is upended on her head as she sits on the throne. Your Highness, peasants and nobles alike are watching this play. Theaters are packed. You must put a stop to it. You simply cannot be known as Queen Biffo. I will attend the play myself. A shocked silence falls in the theater hall as heralds announce your arrival. You wave from the royal box as the actors stare up at you, clearly horrified. The show must go on! The play begins. Soon enough, the Clown Queen arrives on stage, comedically tripping on her own robes. They somehow found an actor who looks just like you. Endless humiliations are heaped on this honking, squeaking parody. Finally, the play concludes with the custard-drenched queen handing her crown to the deserving hero. All eyes turn to you. How do you react? I climb onto the stage. The actors shrink away from you. The audience are deadly silent. Everyone's terrified of what you'll do next. Congratulate the actors on a hilarious play. The audience breaks out into relieved cheers. The actors bow before you, weeping in gratitude. After that, the whole capital can talk about nothing but your good humor and mercy. Hell yes. Alright, and that's the end of this season. Alright. These upstarts are saying they have a right to your throne. Well, they don't. I'm trying, Zelkaja! I swear, I'm trying so hard! Parley with the cult. In the dead of night, you begin a secret journey to meet the 8th chapter in the east. It's just you, your spy master, and your honor guard disguised as common soldiers, rattling away in the back of a worn cart for 100 miles. At a wooded grove, you are greeted by a gaggle of wild-eyed folk, the number 8 branded onto their foreheads. They push a giant boulder away to reveal a cave entrance. Be on your guard, your majesty. You're led down a long tunnel, at the end of which rests an enormous metal arm, the limb of a fallen giant, and Travian stands atop it. I am a Travian de Operi. They call me the Father in the East. Welcome, your majesty. I am pleased you chose to meet with me. You bear witness to his arm, the arm of the 8th. Surely you must now believe the prophecy. Cease this heresy at once. Oh, that is a low chance. How might we live in peace? How interesting, the olive branch extended. I had not thought to see it. Allot my followers and I a substantial piece of eastern land. We will worship our God in peace, and you may worship yours. Authority go, Well, Zelkaja, you have to understand that if I agree to the terms, it's your land you're gonna be losing. Yeah, and exactly. I'm not gonna lower faith. I'm afraid diplomacy has failed. Field will run red with blood, I assure you. You and your party retreat from the cavern and begin drawing up plans as you make your way home. Word spreads of the upcoming battle, peasants cower in their homes. Look, I'm doing my best. I'm trying. Your Serene Highness, merchants are visiting the coast from as far afield as Valamir and Atesh. Our quarterly figures are stunning. Ugh, merchants. Yes, I agree. But they're a small price to pay for the prices they pay. Fucking... Zelkaja, I have been nothing but supportive of you. Your Highness, this coastal economist has an audacious idea for all of this wealth. Called an experiment. We give the peasants gold whether or not they're working. This will ensure a base level of comfort and security for all. By all that glitters, what are you saying? We should hand out cash for nothing? With respect, how is that different from patricians receiving fees from their serfs? It's completely different. Your Serene Highness, this lunacy cannot possibly be considered. All right. Should we implement social welfare? Demand a one-time extra tax from the patricians. They can afford it. Encourage merchants to visit other regions across the kingdom. Implement this new social strategy in the coast. Host a financial summit to celebrate the patrician success. Let's get some social welfare going! Seizing the means of production! I don't think compromise is going to happen here, Lee. Hey, Mr. LaRoque. Hooray! Implement this new economic strategy in the coast. Though many patricians are furious. Not only that, but other nobles watch anxiously, worried about this outrageous new strategy spreading elsewhere. Some patricians have lost wealth. The coast is furious. The march is grumbling, and the east is cordial. Authority is now imperious. Stability is peaceful. But their fears are unfounded. Freed from at least some of the backbreaking work of how to pay for the next meal, peasants praise the crown and the council. Yes! Farm owners treat their workers better for fear of them leaving to work elsewhere. The sick and the infirm no longer have to work themselves to death for coin. The coast flourishes, though the patricians give you no credit. Alright, quarantine continues. Your Highness, you'll recall the quarantine you ordered to deal with the dancing plague. It's been many months since anyone last entered or left the affected area. We think the plague may have run its course. We ask your permission to lift the quarantine. Okay. Continue the quarantine indefinitely. Send Land of the Way to check if it's safe or not. Defiance go down, trade go up. Continue quarantine indefinitely. Hire an adventurer to see if it's safe. Send Land of the Way to check if it's safe. Alright, Yeah, let's find out. Let's fuck around and find out. You know, I think it would be fine to just lift the quarantine. It's been a while. Alright, it's looking like a tie, unless someone else has a vote to throw in. Alright, land. I think, it's your land. I think you need to be responsible and check on it. You'll go and check. Me? Your Highness, you can't be serious. Despite Landon's protest, the Queen's word is final, and he is sent to the quarantine. You hope to hear back soon. That's funny. Auction time! Ooh, there's some bad ones in here. Some nasty ones. You should all definitely build a library on the coast. A library on the coast is absolutely vital. Alright, toss your money out. If I die busting a move, my ghost will be haunting you. And you'll be showing me your moves for all eternity. Yes, I understand. Well, yeah, Kefli said earlier that they had to leave. I was hoping more people would join in as we went along, but it hasn't worked out. Hey, you wanted to be purple, and this is what you get for being purple. Kefli is simply having a nap, but they're with us in spirit when I married their daughter. Buildings funded. Alright, stability go down, faith go down. Propaganda. News from the quarantine. About your heir. Your Majesty, I have returned! You don't feel the need to dance, do you? No, Your Highness, I've returned unharmed. The plague has run its course and the people are alive, though I fear they will never dance again. Oh, that's good news. Yeah, Your Majesty. Humbly, I ask the Council to lift the quarantine so the march can return to normal. We're lifting the quarantine. Alright, the disease has run its course. We're lifting the quarantine. And that's that. Alright. Trade is go up, defiance go down. Barons are grateful, and the formerly quarantined merchants are soon trudging gracelessly through the kingdom. Although the former dancers will never be the same, the region gradually returns to business as usual. That's a relief. Propaganda. Are you familiar with the General Felix of the March? You might have noticed a surge in popular support for him in recent months. Barons intend to paint him as the people's savior, an alternative to your disastrous rule. Did they really say disastrous? Forgive me, Your Majesty, but you have more important things to consider right now. Barons are mounting a propaganda campaign, claiming you're too weak to defend the kingdom from the Ashmedian menace, that only General Felix of the March can stop them. Wait. Is Ashmead planning to attack? I very much doubt it, Your Majesty. It's a marcher lie to diminish you in favor of their claimant. You must keep the military in check if their words ring hollow if the general's armies aren't as strong as they claim. Unfortunately, the general's ceremonies are becoming quite extravagant, even frenzied. It'll be hard to stop them now. You bring the revelations, which the barons wholeheartedly deny, to the council. Place a limit on the number of marcher soldiers. Everyone who is not a baron, vote for A. Otherwise, their scheme will make progress. This is the most important thing. If you're purple and if you're green, you must pick A. This is the only way we can stop the barons. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Voting has closed. Place a limit on the number of marcher soldiers. Authority go up. Military go down. Stability go down a little. Defiance go up. Outrageous, an affront to the kingdom's freedoms and traditions. Barons aren't the only one opposed to the new law. Thanks to the marcher propaganda, peasants throughout the kingdom fear further restrictions and oppression from their queen. Now, about my heir. Aw, your marriage to Valentine has grown stale. We get along well enough, but made some good memories, but there's no spark. She cares more about the ninth god than your happiness, but spark or no spark, you still need an heir. Yeah, whatever. Still in power, aren't you? Well done so far, but something's missing. An heir. You need someone young whose loyalty is assured, yada yada yada. I don't know, I thought I'd made a good impression on Valentina. Darn. Traditional method. No one will object to that. I'll arrange for you to take a month off from ruling so you can get down to business. Maybe this will be the spark! This'll be how my wife and I fix our marriage. Account rides to a remote, unremarkable spot of moorland. Soon another joins him. Unfortunately, my peasants are getting dreadfully devout. We're in no state to make a move against the Queen. It's far too dangerous. The High Inquisitor will pounce as soon as we do anything. The Count's aim is to lower faith to 4 or less. In the Grand Hall of Barren Land of the Way, a number of figures are hunched around the hearth, plotting. Crowds have been thinning out at my rallies. What's happened? Shortages of money and manpower throughout the military are making you look weak, General. We're trying our best to plug the gaps. Best be quick about it. My speeches can only carry us so far. Barons aim to have the highest military. Sitting on a bench outside a sun-bleached villa, 2 patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Birds are singing, markets in full swing. You hear that on the wind? You can make out the laughter of children playing. Yes, delightful. Wrong! It's horrible! The kingdom is serene and our plans are in ruins! The Queen's advisors are happy with her rule. We can't buy their loyalty yet. Believe me, I've tried! Patrician's aim is to lower stability to 4 or less. Tax time! We're gonna go with the common tax. No need to get on anyone's nerves. The Battle of the Arm! A mercantile complaint! Undercutting. Alright. Battle of the Arm. You take your place atop the steed and join your marshal on the march to the east. Beside you, the High Inquisitor leads a regiment from the Church's holy orders. I will march with the Church. Heretics will pay for their arrogance and blood, Your Majesty. You're in sight of the Sorcerer's Wood. A horde of cultists have swarmed around the surrounding vineyards. Ground shakes, the earth bursts asunder. An enormous metallic arm emerges, scuttling on mechanical centipede legs. A Travian de Opry is astride the monstrosity, his staff held above his head. The closed fist of the giant begins to open. Your Majesty, we must strike before it is too late! Alright, to me, charge is a 40% military check. Fill the sky with arrows, 50% military check. Have faith! Wait for him to meet us! It's a 60% faith check. We're gonna rely on faith. Don't fail me. Yes! Steady! Steady! The horde comes crashing into your lines, but your troops hold firm, feet dug into the earth. Knights of the Church, if you ever loved the Ninth, you will scale this abomination and bring down that heretic! The Holy Order breaks formation, roaring, and charges at the arm of God. Its fist is nearly open, you can glimpse a large glowing orb embedded within the palm. Just as light begins to build within the arm of God's orb, a knight's sword comes crashing down on a Travian de Opry, and the light goes out. The 8th chapter flees the field in disarray, and the kingdom is safe, for now. And everyone knows who to thank. Authority is maximum. Military strong. Faith is fervent. Everyone like me. Mercantile complaint. Your Majesty, the richest merchants in the East in the coast have bribed the patricians to give them an exclusive charter. They now control all trade of glassware and jewelry, and the coast's most valuable goods. It's a monopoly, Your Majesty. They're scamming the public by fixing prices, pushing smaller traders like myself out of business. Something must be done. Monopoly sounds like good business. Demand the treasury get a taste of the bribes. Declare the exclusive charter null and void. Stability. Ugh, 2 of these are stability down. I'm thinking that we need to... Alright, here's how it's gonna work, patricians. Either you start sharing with the rest of the class, or you pass that money my way. So I really think that everyone should be voting for C. Make the patricians share with the rest of the kingdom. Three, 2, 1. Anyone else? Anyone? Why, look at that! It's a tie! Alright, so... I am declaring the exclusive charter null and void! You order soldiers to break up the monopoly, accompanied by an even more fearsome threat. Lawyers. The charter is declared illegitimate. Many patricians lose their investments. Smaller traders in the coast flourish once again, and prices return to a sensible level. The common folk rejoice. Undercutting. I want to speak to you today about a delicate matter. It concerns the iron trade. You're gonna have to explain a bit further, Haro. Well, the East is vast and full of natural reserves, iron being the most bountiful. The Counts have made a killing off of it. And of course, who needs more iron more than the Barons? How else would they make their famous weapons and armor? The March or steel industry practically relies on good relations with the Counts. Traditionally, patricians have facilitated this trade, making sure that a fair deal was reached on both sides. Yet now the Barons buy directly from the Counts. They're cutting us out of the deal. You can't let them get away with it. So? I mean, that just sounds like good business to me. Please call for a council vote. Listen, Haro. Listen. What if, Very well. Alright, so we can force the Barons to continue buying iron through the patricians. Allow the free market to sort this one out. Bring the iron trade under the authority of the Queen rather than the patricians. And ban the sale of iron altogether. You know, I'm fine with however this shakes out. Up to y'all. This is a dispute amongst yourselves. Ain't no business of mine. This just seems as like silly. All right. Force the Barons to continue buying iron through the patricians. That'll make patrician defiance go down. but make other defiance go up. It'll affect trade, and the patricians will get money. If I ban the sale of iron, my authority's already maxed out, so that doesn't matter. People lose money, trade go down, defiance go up. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of either of these, but I'll cut the patricians some slack. They need some help. You can't do this. Those patricians are just exploiting us to earn some money on the side. It's robbery. Oh, but the barons still want iron. Now only patricians can sell it. Despite the principled words and angry letters, the trade continues, and patricians continue to get richer. Right, that looks to be the end of the season. Alright, Monarch's Golden Choice. If nobles vote for the Monarch's choice, they get wealth. End year. Iron limb, new contraption, a late night visit. What's this about an iron limb? If it pleases your majesty, we have salvaged the limb of the 8th god that Atravian de Operi drew power from. It rests now within my workshop. This so-called arm of God is actually a machine from a long-extinct civilization. We have so little evidence of ancient technology, I think it prudent to study the contraption. Wait, so it's actually a mecha arm? A long-extinct civilization? We know few details of these people or creatures, whoever they were, but they created all kinds of wonderful, terrible machines, far beyond our understanding. Never found one that still works. How interesting! And in your observations, learned woman, had the danger of this heresy not crossed your mind? It must be destroyed, your majesty. The matter is simple. Let the scholar study the arm of God, break it apart and sell the pieces, or destroy it. Yeah, I like B. Here's a little cash incentive. If you agree with me, you get paid. Listen, Lee. Not Lee, Zelkaja. I understand how you feel. You dig giant robots, I dig giant robots, chicks dig giant robots, we dig giant robots. But we're a bunch of medieval weirdos. We can't handle that shit. That shit's dangerous. A wise decision. A shame. We could have learned so much, but I will see to it, your majesty. The sound of hacking, hammering, and sawing could be heard coming from the scholar's workshop for weeks. Every day, a new crate loaded with broken-down components is shipped out of the capital to buyers in far-flung corners of the world. Auctioning off the arms scraps proves most lucrative. A new contraption. Your Majesty, a baron by the name of Land of the Way wants to present to you a new invention. Your Majesty, we're entering a modern age, a more humane age. Yet botched executions are commonplace, decapitations where the head doesn't come off, or hanging where it does. No more! Behold, a merciful machine for removing heads quickly and painlessly. I call it the Land of the Way. He swishes away a cloth to reveal a huge machine of iron and wood. It has a hole for someone to place their head and a heavy blade dangling ominously above it. The sight sends a chill down your spine. You want to name this horrible thing after yourself? Well, why not? This is a machine of mercy. With a little funding, I can distribute the land of the way across the kingdom. Let's bring this to the council. You won't regret this. Alright, so, fund a nationwide rollout. Test it on Land of the Way himself, or ban this horrible contraption. Yes, voting B would be very, very funny. But no, we are not doing that. I don't... Listen, I don't believe in the death penalty around here. I think that using this device... We don't need this device because we're not executing anyone. Oh, I see. So you want to spend my money. Yes, it would have been hilarious. It would have been fucking hysterical. Won't let me kill land in the funniest way possible. We will hit the treasury. Hundreds of Land of the Ways are built in Marcher workshops and sent to courthouses all over the kingdom. Soon, you're chopping through the backlog of condemned prisoners with unprecedented speed and unprecedented mercy. I love comedy. I just don't want to, like, murder one of my loyal subjects. One evening, you're sorting through paperwork in your office when Baron Gator in a nice suit appears at the door, swaying slightly and stinking of booze. Your Majesty, sorry to speak to you in this condition. Ninth above, man, you're drunk! Let me get you a glass of water. I'm sure this can wait until morning. Guilty as charged! I just need to tell you. If the Archbishop asks about what happened to his hat, tell him I'll pay for a new one. I was desperate and the privy was occupied. Gator, you shit in the Pope's hat! He stumbles away, knocking over a priceless vase. You make a mental note to charge him for the damage. Surely not a coincidence. The Archbishop arrives at your throne room the next day, looking grumpier than usual, and hatless. Your Majesty, there is a plague affecting this kingdom. A curse more powerful than any wizard could cast. I speak, of course, of alcohol. People are spending their evenings in alehouses rather than in prayer. We must ban this vile vice. No, that's fucking stupid. We're not banning alcohol. That's ridiculous. You know what? I don't even care. No such law will be passed. Oh, of course. Of course. Y'all hate yourselves. It's like, oh, we're gonna ban alcohol just to spite you. Should have saved my fucking veto. Land? You fucking owe me for this land. I used my veto to keep you alive. And this is how you repay me. Sucks. Your proclamation rings across the land. No more alcohol for anyone on pain of death. That's a little extreme! Alehouses are destroyed. Thousands of gallons of beer are poured down the drains. Reaction is swift. Riots break out across the kingdom. Illegal drinking rooms spring up in every village, smugglers become wealthy beyond their wildest dreams, and the church is reviled. I did not consider beheading you! I banned that option! And the quarantine was fine! A few months later, with great embarrassment, you're forced to repeal the law before the entire kingdom falls into chaos. You fucking putzes. You're just making things worse for everyone. Treacherous half-sister, long-lost nephew, distant cousin. Curious curse. What does that say? Oh hey, my heir. Should I die, I ask that my crown be passed to... my daughter. Yay, stability up. Serene Highness, may I be first to congratulate you on the birth of your daughter. What's her name? Xebha 2. Marvelous. I'm sure Xebha 2 will be a chip off the old block. Prohibition sucks. Like, I don't drink alcohol, like, personally in real life, and Prohibition fucking sucks. Blistering heat. Your August Majesty, unfortunate tidings. Summer has been very hot this year, and citizens have been dying from the heat. Harvest will be poor, as you can imagine. Is there something I can do? Perhaps, if the council's willing. Alright, force peasants to work through the summer. Encourage regional immigration to supplement the labor market. Mandate midday siestas! No, these are fun. Yeah, I would say B is probably the best option all around. I mean, siestas are also good. I like siestas. Let's toss a little cash incentive on this one to compensate for trade going down. Actually, wait. That makes farming go down. Why would siestas make farm go down? I don't want farm go down. Alright, cash incentive on B. Since that's the one, I want that one. Alright, guess we're getting naps. Fucking sleepy mode. Oh, it's a tie, actually. Well then. Alright, so... Defiance go down. Farming go down. Trade go down. But stability go up. Defiance go down, stability go down, trade go down. Hello, Captain Turtle! Thanks for joining us! You're right. You are right. We're gonna... It's sleepy time. You implement special measures in the coast to account for the hostile climate. The peasantry are grateful, and in turn, so are the patricians. Though productivity dips, your benevolence is marked throughout. Yeah, Captain Turtle has become a count. You're no longer the sole count. A curious curse. A giant glass globe filled to the brim with murky water is wheeled before the council. The fishbowl contains Lord Patrician Ingens Lee suspended in liquid. He pokes his head above the surface. Your August Majesty, a most infuriating circumstance has befallen me. I can see that. I have been cursed by a sea wizard. He inflicted me with these gills, so I can't leave the water for more than a couple of minutes. What did you do to piss off a wizard, Lee? I happen to own a tannery that is polluting some picturesque beach he likes. How was I supposed to know? I demand you arrest this maniac and force him to remove these gills. Send a squad of coastal soldiers to arrest the wizard. Send a diplomat to politely ask the wizard to remove the curse. Close down the tannery. Send the wizard a hamper of fine cheeses and a bottle of wine. Defiance go up. Defiance go up and Lee lose money. Yeah, I think sending a diplomat to ask nicely. Although I'm very partial to closing down the tannery. Like Lee, you can't be polluting. Pollution's bad. We gotta be more conscientious. We gotta think about the environment, you know? Pollution is okay as long as there's cheese. I don't know. Can't argue with that. Alright. I'm gonna save my my veto, and I will simply allow y'all to decide for yourselves. How are we gonna handle this? Wow, Haro! Vicious! Voting has closed. How dare you! From then on, Lord Patrician Injin's League remains confined to his aquarium, the sight of the great glass globe and its glubbing occupant in the council hall quickly becomes unremarkable. Auction time! Alright, we've got a fortress and a thieves guild in the march, an observatory and a stadium in the east, and a grand bazaar and a prison on the coast. Remember, the two most funded buildings will be built. On your marks, get set, go! Patrician's fighting to lower that stability. Oh, but the barons are fighting to get that military back up. "30 seconds remaining. Oh, Captain Turtle saving onto a single coin. 10 seconds left. 5. Going once. Going twice. Sold! To the lady in the hat. Alright, so a prison, the patricians have funded a prison, causing stability to go down, and the counts have built an observatory, lowering faith. Tragic. Call for apprentices. Uninvited guest, your ambition. the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be the mother of the nation. Yes. You're well on your way to reaching that goal. The peasants are thriving and well-fed, and they think of you fondly. Well done, Your Majesty! Yay! But to shut down your noble schemes for good, we need to build on that reputation. Your advisors have some ideas. Common folk are a sleeping giant that even the nobles are afraid to wake. If you become beloved by the peasants, the nobles won't dare overthrow you for fear of revolution. You could declare war on the Ashmedian Empire. The nobles will forget their schemes if you win. No. We're not declaring war. That's exactly what the barons want. We'll see if we can improve stability. A wise decision, Your Majesty. I'll begin recruiting town criers to shout about your achievements. First, you need some actual achievements. Priority is to raise stability and farming as much as you can. Of course, there can't be open rebellion. Uninvited guest. The council has ended early for the day, and you're off to visit your wife for a catch-up. But as you put your hand on the door, you hear giggling from inside. Xebha! The Queen! I mean, Your Serene Highness! What was all that giggling about? What's so funny? That's when you recognize the second person in the room. Petronella, a lady patrician of the coast. She's renowned for being a heartbreaker, and you've crossed paths many times around the palace. I can see you two have a few things to talk about. She slips out of the room, leaving you and Valentina to stare each other down. They could have at least waited a couple years! I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Somehow I'm not surprised. Seventh take us. I'm sorry, I never meant for this to happen. It all got away from me so fast. It's fine, all the nobles do this. I'm surprised you do this. How could you? Well, she seems nice. Can I meet her? No! Threesome arc! She seems nice. Can I meet her? You really want to? I hadn't considered. Would that be okay? I suppose it can't hurt. Royal Polycule! Royal Polycule! Perhaps we can come to some kind of arrangement. I'll speak with her about it. Briskly recovers her discarded clothes and heads off in search of Petronella, leaving you alone. Fuck yeah, the Queen, her wife, and their consort. Call for apprentices. Bad news, my liege. A meddling wizard has set up shop in Brusseldorf. Not related to Ganondorf. I believe it's Pestia, the Lady of Pestilence. Oh, tell me more about this wizard. Wizards have managed to tame creation itself. They wield untold power and are naturally distrusted by the Church. Even the High Inquisitor wouldn't dare move against them openly. Pestia has influence over plagues, disease, insects, and other horrible things. She's put out a call for new apprentices, which is a rare event. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for many. Droves of unwashed, glory-seeking commoners from all over the march are lining up for their chance. Not just peasants. I, Vers II, have also decided to apply. The competition will be fierce, but those citizens are no match. I will be the most powerful noble this council has ever seen. You couldn't put your clothes on if it weren't for your servants. We can't let this go ahead. To have a potential wizard on the council would present a clear and dangerous conflict of interest. Yeah, we can't have any wizards on the council. We can't have one of you nerds getting all powerful. Alright. So, we can allow Vers to go and become a wizard's apprentice. We can make Vers forfeit their nobility if they want to be a wizard. Or we could forbid Vers from going to the place. Personally, I think Vers should have to forfeit their nobility if they want to become a wizard. And that wealth will be distributed amongst everyone. Just get a little bit of change for... If Vers wants to be a wizard, they're going to have to give up their nobility. And that includes their property, which will be distributed amongst the remaining nobles. 2, 1, and it's gone! Alright, I suppose that is an acceptable compromise. Vers begins their journey to Brusseldorf. Their successor, noble patrician Vers III, inherits their position, but the treasury confiscates the vast majority of their wealth as payment. Oh no. Pestia's presence in Brusseldorf attracts all sorts of visitors, though the power of her latent magic starts to wilt crops for miles around. Alright, end season. Alright, how's taxes looking? You know what? Things are going pretty good. Criminals or corporals? An awkward dinner? Ambition? Alright, let's get this sorted out. It's the night of your meal with your wife and her new lover, Lady Patrician Petronella. You weren't sure how to dress, but in the end, you've decided to wear a nice formal dinner outfit. Full queen regalia, formal dinner outfit, some casual evening wear. Let's wear some just casual evening wear. You exchange pleasantries and sit at the table. Petronella quickly looks you up and down with a smile. A pleasure to meet you, your serene highness. I must admit, I never expected this. The pleasure is mine. You tuck into your meal. Valentina looks nervously between you and Petronella. So, I hear you have a particular interest in the ninth god. Like my wife? What's life like in the coast these days? Indeed, that's what brought us together. Why, I could spend many hours talking all about it, but you probably wouldn't want to hear that. Drink a lot to make it less boring, have a little just to get you through, stay stuck. A conversation drags on for a while, but it's a terse affair. You find yourself reaching for the wine on a number of occasions. I'll have to... Stay stubbornly sober, just have a little to get you through, drink a lot to make it less boring. Let's have just a little bit. You take a few sips to loosen your tongue. After all, you wouldn't want Lady Patrician Petronella to think you were boring. I didn't vote for Prohibition, you assholes did! Eventually, it's your turn to speak. Ask Petronella about herself. Start a conversation about the ninth god. Talk about your wife. Let's talk about my wife! You strike up a conversation about Valentina, much to her surprise. You and Lady Patrician Petronella actually bond over your shared appreciation for her. All in all, the evening turns out to be a smashing success. Not only did you get into Valentina's good books, but you also find yourself very much enjoying Petronella's company. It's not long before the two of them offer to come back to your chamber for some more wine and to continue the night. But you know it's a pretense for something much more. In for a penny, in for a pound! 3 of you head back to the royal quarters to enjoy a night of truly delightful debauchery. When you wake up the next morning in a tangle of limbs with Petronella sleeping peacefully in your arms, you think it might well be the start of many more to come. However this plays out, I won! Alright. Not doing great here. Farming went down and stability's only at 6. Common folk are swayed as easily as a dandelion in the gale. I'm sure that we can make them adore you. They're already impressed about that coastal... They're already impressed about that coastal experiment where we gave them all that money! But we need more, all across the kingdom. This will be the biggest public relations campaign the kingdom has ever seen. We'll tour the kingdom giving speeches. Town criers will declaim your great deeds from every corner. Can't we do things to actually help people? Nobles would never accept it. You need to secure your hold on power, then you can pass the reforms you want. We're helped by the fact that the kingdom is harmonious. It's important we keep it that way. We must also keep something else in mind. A hungry peasant is never happy with the queen. Luckily, the land is bountiful. If the peasants remain comfortable and well-fed, you'll win their devotion for sure. Criminals or corporals? My liege, your prisons are overcrowded and the March's armies are understaffed. A solution presents itself. Wait, my prisons are overcrowded? Oh yeah, the Watch have been arresting people like there's no tomorrow. But that's good! It provides us with an opportunity. The law forbids criminals from joining the army. I say we overturn that outdated legislation and start pulling people out of cells and into uniform. Giving them a chance to redeem themselves? Redeem themselves? Oh, by the 9th, no! I don't care about that! I just need troops! And at this point, I'll take what I can get. Alright, allow Marcher Army to recruit criminals convicted of petty crimes. Allow Marchers to recruit criminals of all kinds. Including murderers. Allow all the kingdom's armies to sign up criminals if they choose to. 60% stability check. Of course they should allow murders, it comes with experience. Authority down, stability down, trade down, people lose money. I'm vetoing B, rather. I'm not a fan of A or D. I don't like those, but I'm not a huge fan of any of these. But I will not permit B to go through. I'd much prefer an option that was to the effect of, like, enact prison reforms or something. Oh no! Oh no! It seems that the barons will not be getting an increase in military power! That's so unfortunate! Gosh! Bloody hell, how are we supposed to defend this kingdom if we don't have troops? He stomps out, trailing mud through the council hall. Alright. Royal Gamble, Anonymous Voting, Monarch's Choice. Plus 500 to the treasury if the nobles vote for the selected option. Otherwise, the treasury... Ooh. I've got some cash to burn. Occupational hazard. The Royal Triad! Tonight, you've scheduled another night off to spend time with Valentina and Petronella. But midway through the night, your wife poses an inconvenient quandary. As fun as this has been, it can't go on forever. Eventually, other nobles will find out, and it'll be a scandal. Trust me. What do you propose we do? You're the queen. You could write it into law if you wanted. We're not doing anything wrong. Well, that doesn't matter, your serene highness. The nobles hate this sort of thing. Messes with lineages and all that. Makes succession a bother. Alright. Have fun playing No Man's Sky, Captain. And thank you for tuning in. Let's keep going as we are and keep it a secret. I'll take it to the council and argue that we should legalize polygamy. Nobles and commoners alike are my subjects. What's the harm in going public? I like where stability and authority are at here. I just used my veto. You make a public declaration before anyone can even think of blackmail. The nobles are stunned. They bicker about succession and the rule of law, but there's not much they can do. Your arrangement with Valentina and Petronella becomes something more of a tolerated crime. Occupational hazard. Receive a message from the wizard. A friendly rat dropped it off this morning. Hopefully I don't catch anything from it. Her new apprentice, Verse II, has died. This is quite normal, Your Majesty. The survival rate of wizard apprentices is less than 1 in 10. Regardless, Pestia sent to us compensation. How charitable! What of the damage she's already wrought in Brusseldorf? Did we receive any compensation for that? Alas, no. Just 150 gold. Perhaps the council will have an idea of what to do with it. Build a statue celebrating Verse's bravery. I can't tell what that percentage chance is. Let's see. I think it would only be fair to help pay for the damages to the Baron's land. Like, the Barons are the ones that took the hit here. I think it would only be fair to compensate them. Voting closed. Alright, and it's... The money, feeble as it is, goes towards the farmers who were affected by Pestia's stay in Brusseldorf. But what can gold do? A few cows are bought, but the old ones are still roaming around the fields, leaving flaming manure and producing acidic milk. No matter what the farmers try, the land is rotten with magic. That's just what happens when a wizard comes through. Barons are nothing but insulted by your help. Well, I would have done more if they'd given me the option. Hurry up, Your Majesty. You have another speech to give. Oh, God, this is the 5th one this week. I know. Did you think becoming a beloved public figure was easy? You're hustled out to the palace balcony, below which a sea of expectant and unwashed faces gaze up at you. As you step into view, they erupt in cheers. Hats are thrown, and some faint with joy. Everywhere you go, you met with the same reception. People like you. They really like you. All right, you need to turn that into love. Yeah. As you launch your speech, peasants start to chat among themselves. They drift away in dribs and drabs. You don't make much of an impression. Oh, dear. Oh, better luck next time. There'll be more speeches to give, and you'll be better received. Ah, well. The show must go on. Alright. Barons want the highest military. The counts want to lower faith. And the patricians want to lower stability. That is that's my win condition. Yes, I have to pass that check. Heretical discovery. A plot uncovered. The Wandering Bard. I've held him off as long as I can, Your Majesty, but he insists on an audience. Apparently it concerns the end of the world. Count Captain Turtle? We've not much time, Your Grace. Let me present to you what I call the road to Toad Town. Alright, let's hear it. Your scandalous three-way marriage. First stop. What? This doesn't seem right. A manufactured spectacle meant to distract and confuse, but I saw through it immediately. While everyone focuses on that, frog people from the coast scheme to take the throne and usurp the queen. Straightforward from here. Frog people, led by Patrician Aurelia, manipulate the kingdom's trade, farming and military, and even faith to achieve their nefarious goals. If they succeed, Aurelia will take the throne, plunging the kingdom into a reign of amphibian terror. Mandatory pawn spawning and fly eating. Do you like eating bugs, Your Grace? The skeptics may claim, well, what about your defeat of the 8th chapter heretics? To that I say, you fell for it, you fools! That's exactly what they want you to think! Real evidence is clear. The only question is, what will you do about it? Alright, well, we'll do something. Yeah, he's taken unrelated events and saying that there's a connection. We're not doing... We're either going to arrest this guy for insulting my wives, or we'll investigate it fully. Personally, I don't think it's anything to be concerned about. I should have just arrested him. I shouldn't have let this go before the council. I should have just arrested him. Well, better... Hindsight is 20/20, as they say. Vote is passed. You're surprised by an eruption of laughter from the nobles. Your spy master pulls you aside. It's common knowledge that each region is scheming against you in some form. Nobles just tend not to talk about it in the open. There's no evidence that any of them are frogs, however. Council, still laughing, begin to croak and trill in their breast amphibian impressions. It's best not your proudest moment. Oh well. Heretical discovery. Your esteemed highness, I bring troubling news. So, let me guess, someone said God damn it again. Not quite. A group of individuals in the march are meeting in secret to preach heretical teachings and engage in rituals. Disciples of the 10th, they believe that one day a prophesied 10th god will save us from the apocalypse, and that the 9th is setting in motion as we speak. Dangerous nonsense. Regrettably, I require the Council's permission to launch a proper investigation. Otherwise, my Inquisitors would have destroyed the cult before it got a chance to spread. Lots of cults going on, huh? On one hand, I would think it's probably the best option to hold a vote on the matter, but I also don't trust you people. So the real question is, do I just write this off and let this... Listen, if the East had to deal with a cult, I think it's only fair that the March has to deal with a cult. Heresy, a disease, Your Highness. If you not cure it quickly, its spread will become uncontrollable. You will regret your hesitancy. Nothing to rein them in, the disciples of the 10th thrive in the faithless region of the March, spreading their influence and gaining followers by the week. Alright, Wandering Bard. Your Majesty, a traveling bard. She says she has come to compose a song for you. Not just any bard, your highness, the best in all the land. Sally Six Fingers, they call me. Ooh, a song about me? Why, of course. In fact, I have the tune and verse all but ready. I have saved my best work for you, my queen. All I require is a subject. What should I tell the masses of you? What would you like to inspire? Teach them to love me. I will do so, your highness, absolutely. Give me but a few weeks, and everyone within the Crown Lands will know of your benevolence. Pray, I need but only a small payment of 500 gold for the time, a discounted rate for one as esteemed as yourself. I'll pay you quadruple! Make it worth my while! Oh, your majesty! The bard scurries out of the throne room without delay. Unfortunately... Oh, come on! 75% chance and it failed? What do I pay you for? She composes the song, but it fails to capture the hearts of your people. You have her perform it, but it's abysmal. Nothing rhymes, there's no rhythm, she doesn't even pronounce your name right. Can't believe you've done this. Alright. Fucking get your auction underway. 75% chance and she blew it. I believe in you, Zelkaja. I believe in you. Listen, listen, Zelkaja. Even when day is dark, remember Happy Day. Alright, time's up. Faith go down, military go up. End season. Gossamer Shield, the printing press, and your ambition. Your August Majesty, a blacksmith in the coast has come up with some sort of printing contraption. Nifty. Instead of relying on the painstaking effort of scribes, it produces 100 copies of a text in an hour. How remarkable! Yes, your esteemed highness, isn't technology incredible? Don't you see how dangerous this is? Books should stay in churches and universities, or else commoners will start getting ideas. Oof. Only the church... Oh, all of these fucking suck. Forbid the use of printing presses altogether. Only the university can use the printing presses. Only the church can use printing presses. Allow printing presses to be used by the masses. Alright, it's time to stop playing nice. As much as I would like the printing press to be used by the masses, I see that stability go down, and I can't be having that. I need stability go up. Come on. Anyone else? Anyone else? Do we have anyone else? One more? Anyone? Anyone? Going once? Going twice? Going thrice? Alright, voting is closed. Only the church can use the printing press. It will be a pleasure to take stewardship of this radical new invention. Over the next few months, the church pumps out thousands of new copies of the Ninth God's holy book. Soon every commoner owns one, even those who can't read. Hey! The church also prints countless pamphlets supporting your reign, proclaiming you as the divinely ordained and rightful ruler! Hell yes. The Gossamer Shield. Your Majesty, heed my plea. The great tragedy of our time has befallen the East. What? What happened? Someone died? Worse than that, I fear. An order of once great knights has fallen into disrepute. Alright, bye-bye, Haro. Thanks for playing along. It's the Order of the Gossamer Shield, your queen. They were once the greatest of the knightly orders to serve the counts. Their virtues were extolled by the bards across the land, tales that would make a troll weep. They've been brought low. They're working as glorified bounty hunters for the coast. This is a stain upon our honor. Oh. Military in the coast go up. Nonsense. Our military has suffered some setbacks, so we hired the Gossamer Security to keep order. For a pretty penny, I might add. Gossamer Security has been solving the problems we want solved and kicking the butts that we want kicked. Blood and stars! Gossamer Security! How has it come to this? These are knights, not mercenaries. They need reminding of a little thing called chivalry. Please, your majesty, I beg the council to be reasonable. Invest in Gossamer Security to help protect the coast. Hire the Order to join the Palace Watch. Recall the Order and restore its courtly dignity. Ignore the situation. I already... Damn it. Alright then. If you really want to recall the Order and restore their courtly dignity, I guess you're gonna have to submit to my reign. Damn it, I should have gone for the ambition check first. I've always believed, Zilkaja, about the tragedy in the East for this one. Of course you do. Authority go up. Coast is upset. By the 9th, you haven't heard the last of this! Unfortunately, with the Knights of the Gossamer Shield recalled to the East, order breaks down in the coast. Oh man, stability drops to 5! Pirates hide out in caves, leaving the patricians no choice but to import expensive food. Counts are pleased, hopefully the reputation will recover. Ugh. Alright, time for another speech. Peasants are waiting. Hey! As you launch into your speech, the peasants hang on to every word. The crowd goes and goes. When you wrap up, the peasants' cheering is so loud you're nearly knocked over. Well done, that went brilliantly. Everyone love me! Not quite everyone. Up until now, your speeches were confined to the capital. Now it's time to take the show on the road. Over the next few weeks, you travel all over the kingdom, delivering that same speech to packed venues. Everywhere you go, you're greeted by cheers and applause. Things are going wonderfully. The common folk of the March even want to throw you a surprise banquet to celebrate your achievements! How delightful! This is a sign you're a true queen of the people. Your Majesty, this has nothing to do with the nobles. It's all about the ordinary folk, the salt of the earth! Exactly what I wanted! Alright. I'm so glad, Your Majesty. Await invitation. Yay! Farming! After a few weeks, the Chancellor sidles into your office looking very pleased with himself. Your Majesty, the townsfolk of the March are ready for you to visit. What do the barons think of this? They only just found out about it. What are they gonna do? Disinvite the Queen? You make your preparations to leave. Although it's meant to be a surprise, you may as well bring some essential luxuries. Your wife Valentina steps up into the carriage and settles beside you, giving you a kiss on the cheek. I can't stop thinking about what a good job you've done, darling. This is our chance to do something amazing for the kingdom. This is very nice indeed, don't you think? Very nice indeed. I'm so glad you agree, Your Majesty. Little Xebha 2 makes the Chancellor play increasingly undignified make-believe games on the journey. I think this is the game-winning event. From what it looks like, Land, it seems like the success rate goes up the longer the game goes on. Because the last time I did the check, it was what was it? I had stability at 6, and it gave me a 60% chance at success. But this time, when I did it, it's only at 5, but it gave me a 75% chance. So presumably, the idea is the chance for the Monarch to succeed on their ambition gets higher just as the game gets longer, because that's more opportunities for the nobles to sabotage you. You finally arrive in the Marcher capital. Everywhere, the people line the streets and hang out of the windows, cheering your procession. Baron Subject Name Missing stalks up to you and bows. His smile is very rigid. Hail, my liege. How good to see you. Surprise! Oh, for me? The Marcher common folk have decided they support the crown so much that they've put on a party in your honor. Oh goodness, I'm overcome. Yes, that's quite understandable. It was a surprise for all of us. Voices of praise ring out as you travel to the banquet hall. Townsfolk throw flower petals in your path. Baron Subject Name Missing's face is like thunder. When you enter the banquet hall, the national anthem strikes up and even more cheering happens. The hall is filled with Marcher townsfolk, but there are also common folk from all across the kingdom. In one corner, Eastern peasants clap politely, looking dignified. The Chancellor looks stunned. I had no idea everyone had got together for this! They love me! They really love me! Of course they do! You're the Queen! The people roar in approval! You spend a week in the March, feasting and drinking and breaking bread with the commoners. But you can't be on holiday forever. Eventually, you return to the capital, where the council is in session. The nobles are arguing again. By the blood of the dead, we must have coin from the treasury. I found an ancient law stating that the East is entitled to funds for Eastern sporting activities. No, we need gold for our businesses. The peasants aren't working hard enough, and we're losing momentum. You think back to the gathered peasants, tradespeople, and merchants, all cheering for you. So many of them cheering for you. Time for a change! I'm bringing the peasants into the council. What? You're bringing peasants to the council? You lock eyes with him, and you can tell he's thinking back to the banquet in his town. Your Majesty, of course. Even over a single day, it becomes clear that the nobles are running scared. You have so much support from the common people across the kingdom that the nobles have realized just how outnumbered they really are. Merchants and peasants rub shoulders with aristocrats in council sessions, bringing fresh perspective and the concerns of ordinary people to the throne for the first time. The kingdom grows truly harmonious. Even your crown feels lighter on your head when you put it on each morning. Your reign stretches out in front of you, full of hope and ready for a bright future. Shortly after Queen Xebha's reign ended, the Inquisitors raided Count Kefli's castle and placed him under arrest for evil magic. As he burned, he screamed the secret name of the seventh god. The barons withdrew support, and the wave of popular momentum behind General Felix petered out. He is soon just another bitter old soldier, ranting that he could have been the king. The patricians succeeded in turning the palace into a hotbed of bribery and corruption, but what's new? They failed to gain the throne and lost money in the process. A bad investment. It's nice to be loved, especially when you're loved by an entire kingdom. Queen Xebha rode a surge of public adoration for another 15 years of carousing, feasting, and popular reform, which were promptly undone after her passing. But the peasants thought it was nice while it lasted. Queen Xebha the Unbending. Wealthiest noble was Kefli, who left early in the stream and never spent anything. End game ledger. It is very funny that the patricians and the barons were both sitting at 9 defiance. They were not happy with me. What really matters is I got the threesome ending. I improved my relationship with my wife. We both got a consort. The people love me. Life is good. I mean, I told you, I know how to play the crowd. Right, bedtime for Lee. Thank you for tuning in, Lee. This was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been a little over 2 hours, so it's gonna be a bit shorter today, but we got a full round in, and that was a lot of fun. Very good stream. The next time I play this, I'm going to, if I can, try and marry the Pirate Queen. Or some other way. I aim to be as outlandish in choosing my spouse as possible. What good is being queen if I can't fuck who I want? You know, that sounds really bad. That sounded really, really bad. I think everyone should have the chance to fuck who they want. Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. This is such a delightful little game. I'll next be... Can you really be more outlandish than making your chancellor marry a fish prince? The more outlandish thing would be marrying the fish prince myself. And I'll do it if I can. That is an option, by the way. I've seen it in videos. If you're not married... If the fish prince, like, plot line comes up and you don't have a spouse, you can elect to try and seduce the fish prince yourself, rather than sending the chancellor. Alright, but yes, next stream will be this coming Tuesday. We're gonna be playing more Okami. We're gonna see some more of the sister who's stacked to the ceiling. And hopefully remove the miasma over the city. And unless something else comes up, I'll be playing King of the Castle again, probably next weekend, next Saturday. That seems like a fun time to do this. So yeah, I hope to see you all again. I had fun today. I hope you did too. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good evening, good afternoon. And keep on keeping on. I wish you all the best. Bye-bye!